Now, beloved in the Seventh-day Adventist Church, this is a very urgent message. A very urgent message called A Firm Stand Against the Persecution of David Gates. A firm stance against the persecution of David Gates. Now, David Gates came out with a message in the fall of 2018, about 2 years ago almost now, almost about a year and a half now ago, stating that the sons of all, now he didn't say the sons of all, he said that something's going to happen in the spring of 2019 that's going to precipitate a crisis in this country with the leaving of the winds of strife from the angels. So the winds of strife were released from the angels, and we know that when winds of strife are released, war, commotion, and strife happens. As World War III pops off, and then the sons of all according to the spirit of prophecy, and according to the messages given by David House and other ministers on that frame as well. Well, beloved in the Adventist Church, the majority of the church rejected that message, but there were some, including myself, who went out strong stating that there would be something happening in the March and April of 2019 that would end probation for the Seventh-day Adventist Church. And, David Gates was clear in stating that the sons of law is already here through the back door through laws from the environment. And I agree with David Gates on that. We see Laudato Si by Pope Francis in his clinical stating that Sunday is Sabbath rest for the earth and a time for family and community. And so he was basically stating that Sunday, through laws of the environment, Laudato Si is a Sabbath rest. So Greta Thunberg pushing for this over in Europe and in the States recently is actually a son-in-law through the back door, and I agree with David Gates on that. Now, the brethren largely persecuted him. Ted Wilson came out and said, we don't know when the sons of law is going to be passed, and that the sons of law could be passed 100 years from now. Mark Finley came out with his video stating that he doesn't know when the sons of law is going to be passed, and the sons of law could be passed 100 years from now. And that the mark of the beast is not Sunday observance, according to Ted Wilson. He was saying that the mark of the beast is any day but Sabbath. It can be Friday because the Muslims keep Friday, and it could be Sunday because the Baptists keep Sunday, but any day but Sabbath. And the spirit prophecy, in great controversy, Sister White clearly states that the Sunday observance, the enforced Sunday observance is a mark of the beast. So that clarifies that issue, beloved, in the Adventist Church. But beloved, think with me, beloved. Should we be persecuting God's people? Should we be persecuting God's remnant, Seventh-day Adventist church leaders that are self-supporting like David Gates? Should we be persecuting them for their faith? No, we should not be persecuting them, beloved, in the Adventist church. We should not be teaching that the sons of law is not imminent and that we can't overcome our sin. We should not be teaching that, beloved, in the Adventist church. Because the sons of law is imminent. The sons of law is around the corner. The second coming is imminent. And we must overcome sin. 1 Peter 4:17 says the time must come when judgment must begin the house of God, and first begin us where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear. And when the sons of law comes, if we're not ready, it's going to be too late for us. And we know that us overcoming sin helps us hasten to God's coming. Now, David Gates gave the message he was supposed to give. Ezekiel 3:17 says, Son of man, I have made the watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word of my mouth and give them warning from me. When I say unto wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn him of his wicked way, from his wickedness, to save his life, the same wicked shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will not require of thine hand. So when the righteous man warns the wicked man, the blood of that wicked man is not required at that man's hand. So David Gates gave a message like Jonah in his day. He warned the people of impending judgment, of the union of church and state, of the image of the beast, of ecumenicalism. He warned the people of their impending destruction and their sins. And David Gates is now being persecuted by the brethren, by leadership. So this is a firm stance against the persecution of Uncle David Gates, Pastor David Gates. And like David Gates told me at Upper camp meeting, Marcus Mason's camp meeting a couple of years ago, he said, Lucius, you don't have to work for the church because you'll be controlled. He said, preachers Three Angels message, do your canvassing ministry, and do Elijah message, do self-supporting ministry. So, beloved, pray for David Gates. Most Congressman Father, please be with David Gates today. Please let him not become discouraged and that he's getting persecuted by the brethren. Allow the brethren to hear this message and receive the seal of God in the inner foreheads and not the mark of the beast, and be sealed for latter rain. Jesus Christ, I pray. Amen. God bless you, beloved. Maranatha.